Hi.
A gifted actor and writer. $40 is all you need to pay to get the basic membership. You get some really nice benefits, too, by supporting KCET. And now I'm very happy to welcome John Densmore,
Hi.
a gifted actor and writer. And once upon a time, the drummer for the Doors. And I'm very glad that you're here tonight because well, as I've told you many, many a time, I do love your book, Riders on the Storm, and your show that I saw at the Met Theater here in Hollywood a few months back.
Thanks.
Which you've been taking around the country. And I hope someday that it will come to television so more people can see it, and maybe hopefully to PBS.
That'd be nice.
If we're lucky, you know, someday.
Wait, well, let me interrupt. First, I want to say that I have a new baby, a 2-year-old boy and a 17-year-old girl, and I'm into Big Bird again.
Oh, good. All right.
And Oscar and Kermit, and it's wonderful that Sesame Street, you know, is a show for kids that adults can get off on. And,
Absolutely.
We sent our money in, and we better get Elmo the doll, I hope.
So please call in with the pledge. Let's talk a little bit more about the show that you're doing. You've taken it around to college campuses.
Yeah.
Tell me about the reaction that you're getting, this one-man show based on your book.
Yeah, this is why I got to do this show. The book was a bestseller, and so I was asked to do a lecture tour of colleges, and I thought, well, I'm not a lecturer, but they said I could do whatever I wanted for an hour. So I developed this sort of performance art, theatrical book reading, and it's been a lot of fun, really fun.
It's a beautiful show. It works on many levels. There are a lot of great stories. There's a lot of humor in it. But what I really appreciate about the book and the show is it's a very balanced look. It's the upside and the downside of the success and the fame with the Doors. And you're very honest about some of the frustrations and some of the anger that you felt through certain periods.
Yeah. I loved Jim and I hated him. Loved his art, hated his self-destruction.
Yeah. Now, tonight you're going to grace us with a little bit?
Yeah, I'm going to do a little excerpt.
From your show?
But remember now, it's usually with my drums and a big stage and all of that.
Okay.
Okay?
Fantastic.
We need more material, Jim said at a December '65 rehearsal. Everyone go home and write a song tonight, but use universal imagery instead of specifics. Earth, air, fire, water. Nothing great came at the next day's rehearsal. But just after the New Year, something happened at Robbie's parents' house out in the Palisades. Robbie greeted us at the door with unusual enthusiasm. I got a new song, my first song. I think it's a hit. Jim said, I've got one too. Ray and I were silent. After picking up his guitar, Robbie squeezed out a few catchy chords and sang the opening lines, and it really sounded like a hit. Yeah, everyone went, nice, Robbie, nice. Then Jim sang his new one, a cappella. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end of our elaborate plans. The end of everything that stands. The end, no safety or surprise. The end, I'll never look into your eyes again. Jeez. These weren't lyrics, they were an epitaph. Man, he may be a poet, but he sure is hung up on death. Beautiful lyrics, but they make me sad. Robbie'd been trying a few chords behind Jim, and he said, I'll have to tune my guitar different for that one. Let's work on yours first, Ray suggested. Then you can change your tuning. Ray leaned over his organ working on an intro. Damn. For the next 10 minutes, Ray labored over the intro while the rest of us took a break. I went into the kitchen, made sure no one was around, and I grabbed a handful of Pepperidge Farm Bordeaux cookies from the cupboard. Robbie's mother knew I was addicted to them. She didn't come down too heavy on me. Hey, my dad said that the Doors was the worst name he'd ever heard for a band. And I told him his reaction meant we were on the right track. Tackling the new song again, I hit a loud crack just before Ray's intro, his new intro. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Bop, da, 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 da. Jim hummed the first verse almost under his breath. You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Robbie found a nice rhythm on guitar. I was in the pocket with the tempo, and Jim opened up his throat. Time to hesitate is through. Suddenly, he looked up from the paper he was singing from. Hey, Robbie, where's the rest of it? I got stuck on the second verse. Jim rolled his eyes, mulled it over while Ray and I kept playing the groove. No time to wallow in the mire? Yeah, that's okay. And then Jim continued with the rest of Robbie's lyrics. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. And then it all came together in the chorus. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire.
Fantastic, fantastic. You know, another thing that I would like to ask you about your book. Oh, by the way, please call in with a pledge. Please, KCET really does need your $40 basic membership pledge. And we are getting some great phone calls, so thank you. But one other thing I wanted to ask you is you dedicate the book to John Lennon. Now, this is also a very sad anniversary.
That's right.
13 years ago, we lost John Lennon.
Right.
Why John, did you want to dedicate this book?
Well, what did I say? Something about his courage of putting his personal life into his art, in which, you know, I tried to put my personal life into my book to show that artists have to go to the bathroom and, you know, have problems. And John Lennon, you know, he married an artist, he loved art, and, you know, you're in the John Lennon pledge.
Absolutely. Art being revealing instead of concealing. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And John is going to join us a little later on, too. We're also going to have Jim Ladd talking with Ray Manzarek in our next pledge break, so please stay tuned. And now, let's return to the Doors at the Hollywood Bowl right here on member-supported KCET, Los Angeles.